So, we're about a week away now from the impending destruction of the Conservative Party, if the majority of the polls are to be believed. I'm cautiously optimistic that this really is going to be a blowout, possibly on the scale of Tony Blair versus John Major in 1997. But we won't know until we see the score sheet on the 5th of July. Just a quick point, a lot of people are talking about a supermajority in the media and certain YouTube circles. In British politics there's no such thing as a supermajority. All you need is a working majority of one to get your agenda or your legislation through. Does having a massive majority really help the party of government so much? I suppose that really depends on the makeup of the party in question. Both Labour and the Tories have been through their civil wars in recent years. Starmer and the centrists have won out, clearly, on the progressive side of politics, but for the Conservatives, they've really pulled themselves apart with the issue of Europe and Brexit, and then Johnson comes along, self-serving piece of shit that he is, and he makes political capital out of the whole mess. And then we had the whole parliamentary gridlock, Jeremy Corbyn being demonised. It all leads into a thumping majority for the Tories, but they've managed to squander it in the most cartoonishly stupid way, and they've only got their own corruption and incompetence to blame. The mishandling of the pandemic will never be forgotten by the electorate, and the economy has continued to stagnate and slowly decline for the entire decade and a half of Conservative government. Yeah, I know people like to point and laugh at Liz Truss for her sort of joke premiership, and clearly Sunak isn't much better, but I see these two and politicians like them who've been on the front benches in the last few years. I see them as obvious symptoms of the overall degeneration of UK politics. These low quality, out of touch, silly, nasty, not very bright yet privately educated people who fucked the country up, who've objectively made things worse for millions of people, and who are too arrogant or too far gone to accept their responsibility in all of this. It's a sorry state of affairs that Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner are about to inherit. Now, I'm not a huge Starmer supporter. He has pulled Labour towards the right, clearly, since taking the reins, and he did purge the party. He got rid of old Corbyn and the other leftists, so kind of proven himself to be a pretty ruthless character. He doesn't come over well in interviews, and he's not a very good debater. Yeah, not a fan, but let's face it, anything is better than the Ghouls. They need to be taken down, and this is Britain's only option. This is a golden opportunity, so vote Labour or vote Liberal Democrat. Vote tactically, be smart. Just make sure you vote and make sure you get rid of them. The Tories have ran a disastrously comical election campaign, and I'm sure they are praying for a low voter turnout on July the 4th. There are certainly voter suppression tactics being employed, but in spite of this, I just feel that this is all only going to go one way. The level of anger and disgust at all the lies and broken promises will drive people to the polls. Yeah, I'm not sensing any great enthusiasm for Labour or for Starmer. This really is just, simply speaking, the fuck the Tories election. Of course, Farage and his fascist mates are trying to cash in from the far-right fringes, and other parties, like the Greens and the Lib Dems, can and will make political hay out of all of this. Even so, all the talk of an extinction event, the death of the oldest political party in the world, what do you think? I suppose it depends largely on how the British right wing chooses to reorganise after the election. Maybe there'll be a period of finger pointing and angry scapegoating. Yeah, that'll have to come first. Maybe this will lead to a stupid narrative being formed, one that the bulk of the idiots on that side of the political spectrum will follow and parrot and cling to. Yeah. Interesting times we live in. Still happy to be living in Ireland, where I don't have to deal with the shit show firsthand or on a regular basis. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens next week. See you next time. Take care of yourselves. Peace.